requested a trade from Tampa Bay's linebacker Devin White. I know pretty much every Browns fan would love for us to trade for this guy. I just don't know if we'll trade for. I don't know if we'll give up what it would take to get him, and then 2, I don't know if we would pay him what he wants because of the position he plays. Based on this front office's outlook at the position, I just don't know if it's going to happen. But man, I would take him in a heartbeat. If you watch any Tampa Bay games, it's him and Levante David. They changed the game.
Yeah.
So I would love to see this guy in a Browns uniform.
I mean, he's a stud, and he's everywhere. He literally, we have a buddy, and he said, this guy's requested a trade. It's exciting, but the only problem is he's a first-round pick from, 3-4 years ago? I think he came out in 2019. They're going to want some return on this guy. If they even trade him, I think they'd be crazy to trade him. I know he's getting ready to come up on a contract, but I think you'd have to be giving up probably a pretty decent amount. And then that next contract, which he's probably going to want pretty soon, as soon as he gets into Cleveland, they're saying it's probably going to be like 4 years, $84 million. Like he's going to reset linebacker contract.
Well, look at what Roquan Smith just got.
Yeah, exactly. They're saying like 4 years, $84 million, 20. I think it's like 20 something a year, 20 million something a year. So it's a lot of money for a linebacker. Now, like he's worth it, but it's kind of crazy. His PFF grades aren't that good. Like as far as like, he's great at, getting at the quarterback, but the other stuff it's kind of rough.
Here's PFF is one of those things and we use it to talk about players but PFF is some stuff it's all right at, and some stuff it's like, PFF tried to tell me Malcolm Smith was like a top 10 linebacker a couple of years ago. And it's just like, and I'm watching games, I'm like, no, he's not. He's not even the 10th best linebacker in this game right now. So you got to take PFF stuff with a grain of salt, in my opinion. If you just turn on a Tampa Bay game and watch Devin White play football, the guy plays at a high level.
Yeah, I think with like the PFF grades, you kind of just have to look at the stats and try to interpret where the grade's coming from. I think if his grades aren't that great, Justin, I don't know. I don't have them in front of me what they are, but his missed tackle rate's a little high.
Yeah, missed
tackles are from his rookie year, 11.7, 9.7, 10.5, 8.1%. Like around the 10%'s not, and higher is not good. Yeah. But he doesn't really miss a lot of games.
Last year.
He missed what?
16 missed tackles last year.
Okay.
So like less than 1 a game?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like I watched what's his name? Mac Wilson miss 16 a game.
Those are 2 different guys though, bro. You can't, I feel like you can't even put them in the same conversation.
You know what I mean though? But that's the linebacker play we're used to watching. So this would be an upgrade over anything we've had in the recent past.
Yeah, I just pulled it up. Mac Wilson's missed tackle rates were up around 20, so this is a little bit worse.
Yeah, but what were you going to say, John?
Yes, like, do we see Andrew Berry deviating from his typical, approach to linebacker? Because if not, this trade's not going to happen.
Well, is it Andrew Berry that doesn't prioritize linebacker, or was it Joe Woods influencing that? You know what I mean? Does Jim Schwartz come in and say, linebacker's more important in my scheme? I mean,
Jim Schwartz came in and we went out and got some defensive tackles. So if Jim Schwartz is what it takes and we end up, putting more emphasis on linebacker, I would love to see this trade. And like you said a million times, Blake, it's not our money. So there would be, I think linebacker is still a little bit of a question mark.
Oh, for sure.
Getting a playmaker of that caliber eliminates a lot of question marks. Our defense would be not only good on paper, I don't know how it could be bad on the field.
Yeah, I would think.
You'd have a leader basically at every level of the defense. Like, yes, an elite leader, like at every level of the defense.
Yep. So it'd be interesting to watch. If I put a probability on this, I would say it's low, but it's still something fun to look at and speculate about. If you're Tampa Bay, I guess before we wrap this thing up, I'm guessing I wanted to talk because you said you thought they'd be dumb if they to trade him.
Yeah.
If you're Tampa Bay, are you in a rebuild?
I don't know. I mean, they still get.
You still got Rashad White. If your offensive line's healthy, you still got some good offensive linemen.
Weapons.
You still got Godwin. You still got Mike Evans.
Yes.
But it's just your quarterback is such a question mark. It's like I don't know what they do. They're in a very weird spot because the NFC sucks too. At least in terms of quarterback play. I mean, there's not a lot of. The Saints got Carr now.
They got Carr. Yeah.
And Carolina's going to have what? Probably
Stroud or Young.
Bryce Young, Stroud, yeah.
A rookie and who's the last team in their division?
Atlanta.
They got Desmond. He basically isn't a rookie.
So depending on what is it, Kyle Trask or no, it's Baker.
Baker and Kyle Trask are the quarterbacks right now.
So can Baker take you to the playoffs in that division with those weapons? He might be able to.
Yeah, because
you might only need to get 7 wins. I don't think Baker's a playoff level quarterback, but he can get you 7 wins with that roster around you.
Mm-hmm.
So, it'll be interesting to see. And then, do you want to be the team that gets 7 wins and make the playoffs? Because then you don't put yourself in any kind of position to get a quarterback in the following draft. You know what I mean? You're just always going to be right there in the middle. So it'll be interesting to see what Tampa Bay does.
We're missing a couple first-round picks still this year, next year. What is Devin White going for, you think, in a trade?
I don't know.
Second and like a fifth.
Think a second, fifth gets him?
He was the 5th overall pick in 19.
I don't think you're giving up. I don't think he's going to go for a first, just based on what I've seen in the past. You know what I mean? Like
maybe a late first, like we're talking like pick like 25 or later or something. A second, it better be like a top 10 pick in the second. You're not getting them for the 60th pick in the draft. You know what I mean? So either that or it's going to be a second and you're going to give up a good player with it. That kind of thing. Maybe like a second, fifth and a pretty good player. And then you're going to have to bring him in and pay him. So, well, we'll see. It'll be interesting. It's fun to talk about. But I have a suspicion we're rolling with Sione Taki and that kind of thing into the Cindy Walker. Okay. Yep. So we'll see.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Dawgs Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitter at the Dawgs Podcast. Get your thoughts on the show at thedawgspodcast.com.